begin with?
Well, I can show you something. Let
Yeah?
me just show you something right
Sure.
now.
Let's, yeah.
This photograph here, when I started working on the newspaper in Northern California, I also was able to start shooting sports photography. I mean, sports teams. I was actually a sports writer for quite a while, about a year. And I was fortunate to photograph Oakland Raider games.
Oakland Raiders?
Yeah, Oakland.
Whoa.
Oakland Raiders.
Raiders.
Yes. And so I have this photograph of one of the games.
Let's see that.
This is a...
and this is going back a little while.
Who would like this?
Oh, let's let them hone in on that. Wow.
Yeah. You know, this is during the 60...
That's
70, I'm sorry,
That's
70.
Wonderful.
You know.
I have such a respect for sports photographers, having covered the Olympics in Calgary, and I did some of the luge and ski events, and it is hard work. I think you sweat as much and almost put out as much energy as the as a sports person.
Well,
it's
you don't
tough.
sweat as much on a game as a photographer in sports.
Yeah.
You know, in a game on the field as you do sweat at a party.
Oh, God.
You sweat a lot at a party.
Oh, yeah.
I lost a lot of weight. I mean,
and then you get stomped on. Let's add the moments when your feet are stomped on and people spill drinks on you and then your camera gets knocked off.
Once, I can't even tell you, it was like I got a double punch.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, a person stepped on my foot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was in
pain.
I was in pain, right? And,
Right.
I stepped back and I knocked a woman who had a drink in her hand.
And got it?
A whiskey, right?
Yeah.
And she got so perturbed, she threw it on the ground, you know, and I was looking down because my foot hurt, right?
Yeah.
And the drink came up in my face and hit me in the eyes. I mean, like, I had...
You want to go home because nothing's worth it then.
I did.
You just want to...
Yeah. I told my client I wanted to go home.
Oh, it's tough. I know, the worst thing ever happened to me, I was photographing Yoko Ono, and I had waited and waited for an hour. You know, I was hired, I was waiting for her to arrive, and when she arrived, someone put a tripod on my instep and cracked a bone in my foot, and I think I got off 5 shots, and I limped out, and it was agonizing.
But you got your shots.
But I got my
You
shot.
got your shots. That's
you know,
the sign of a true
we should,
photojournalist.
while we're thinking of it, while we're talking about this kind of stuff, let's get some of your pictures that we have here today, and I think they're going to show them on the monitor. I'm just checking to see what we have coming up here, and we can talk about it. Oh, now this is Michael, early Michael, with the biggest lens I've ever seen.
Oh, 500, of course.
This is on a traveling somewhere, Michael, a documentary?
Well, in the background, you can sort of tell, that's the first space shuttle landing.
Oh, my gosh.
I went to...
in Florida?
Here, the landing.
Here, the landing.
The landing here.
Now, this is your pal Liz. Is this you and Liz?
My pal. I've done a few for...
You know, isn't it nice every now and then to have your picture? I never photograph. So
well,
let
me tell you, these other photographers, some of them, you know, snap away and shoot pictures of me with people. I would have nothing if they didn't do this. I mean, I received this in the mail from a friend of mine, and it was wonderful.
This is nice. Oh, now we are going here to. I'm not sure we're jumping around.
No, this is Cambodia. I shot this last August. I was in Cambodia when Roland Joffe took the Killing Fields there to premiere it.
Oh boy.
In Phnom Penh.
Oh.
And there's some...
This is some of the hardline stuff that you've done.
Yeah.
This is used more, Michael, in newspapers or in like Life magazine type of stuff, this coverage that you're doing?
Well, I'd love it to go to magazine, but nobody wanted it there.
Wow.
You know, I mean, I've had that published in a couple of newspapers around the country, but it seems that there's less call for certain kinds of photojournalism than, say, celebrity work.
Well, now it's in your head. Now we're jumping here to, it looks like, somewhere way out in the boondocks.
Well, we're missing about two-thirds of the picture, unfortunately. That's the South Pole.
Oh, my God.
The little poles there on the left are the poles.
Oh, these are the little guys.
Yeah, these are seals. I was in Antarctica in 1974 to 75. I photographed the opening of the South Pole Station for the Navy.
Wow.
That's during the years I was in the service.
So we're jumping around, but that's sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't you want to just take one of those little guys home?
Oh, yeah. This is in New Zealand.
Now, this is a project I have to mention, because we're kind of out of sequence here, but Michael did a wonderful project on children, which is his, I think it's where his heart is.
Yeah.
And this is one of the images of the children from all over. That
I have children all over the world, and this was in New Zealand. This was in Northern California. Little kid.
He's a doll.
Black and white is my favorite medium.
Me too. That's another reason I wanted to talk to you, because I am such a purist in that sense, and yet, you know, a lot of the agencies want color, but I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's, you know, this shot I will do anything to find these girls.
Now, how long
anything,
ago? How long ago
this was
this?
shot in 1974.
God,
So I'm
now,
sorry, 75. Sorry, 75 in a little park in Hayward, California. It's a parking lot. Excuse me, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I photographed them in the back of the station wagon.
In a Chevy, in a Chevrolet.
Chevy.
Yeah.
And I would really like to find them.
Oh, find them now.
Find them now.
Here they are, and do a here they are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah, I really would.
We did, since we were talking, we're jumping around here a little bit, we were talking about the celebrity. I wonder if we could maybe show some of the ways your pictures have been seen or used, because I know people will recognize them easily. Do you want us to hold things up, or do we have a tape of that?
Sure. Well, I've got I can show you this one. You don't have a tape.
Okay. This is early.
This I shot in 1980. I did some stills, or the headshots of the celebrities on One from the Heart.
That's Natasha.
And this is Natasha Kinski, or Nastasia, or however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, this is very, and whoops, there it is.
That's the other thing. I wonder if you had a period, as I did, when you did actors' headshots when you came to town.
No, because you see,
you were spared.
It didn't interest me. The only thing that interested me was getting pictures published, and it still does. That's what I'm really mostly interested in.
The forte. I was interested because for me it was a means of making a living. It was a means of having access, meeting people. But that's so you have this picture, and then what other have you brought? You brought a little book here.
I can tell you this is a small, very small portfolio. I mean, I generally don't show this because nobody really wants to see my portfolio because they've already seen my work published. But this picture right here, you can see this one right here. This was...
now, everybody's seen this. The thing of it is your pictures are so familiar. They've been seen on a probably regular basis by a lot of people, but they don't know it's you. So
thank goodness.
That's why you're here today.
Well, anyway, this photograph was of Stevie Wonder. I took him to the beach in Venice at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Did he want to go, Michael?
Well, I see, USA Weekend couldn't get a hold of him. They couldn't arrange to shoot it for this cover. And I know Stevie's brother, and I knew his attorney, and I got a hold of them, and I arranged it the day later. And they said, well, why don't you shoot it on the beach? I said, that's what I want to do. So I took Stevie on the beach in Venice Beach.
I guess you drove.
Yeah, I drove. Well, actually, he showed up in his limo on his way to the airport, of course. But anyway, this photograph was really a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Let's see what else can I find. Let's see what else can I.
What has a nice story?
Oh, here we are. Okay, this is King Tut. This was the exhibit, and I came to L.A. Well, let me backtrack for a second. I'll just give you an idea of what order I did all this work.
Yeah, because we're in high school, and then you were
high
in the
school.
service.
I went into the Navy.
Yeah.
Where do you have that photograph of POW picture?
That must be. They must have it on tape. And it's not right here.
Anyway, I was in the military as a photojournalist. I was the youngest photojournalist in the Navy, and then what I did was I went all over the world. The Navy actually allowed me to go to different places rather than sending me. I was
allowed.
asked.
Now, were you 35 millimeter by that time, or still 2 1/4?
I was doing 2 1/4, but I was moving into 35 millimeter. You know, so the military. I was in the Philippines. I was in Southeast Asia during the war, and I was. Then I went to the South Pole, Antarctica. Wow. And then I went, after getting out of the service, I went to London. I decided I really couldn't work in the States anymore because it was too comfortable and I was a procrastinator. So I went to London for 3 years where I lived off of small half sandwiches and bags of crisps, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, so, and from England I came to L.A. In '79. But before I did that, I just came in '78 for a few months to see if I could work here.
Now, was this with the show when the tour was
the show was in the show was in '78.
Yeah.
And I photographed King Tut through glass, and this picture was so sharp. I mean, this
beautiful.
I sent this to an agent in New York, and they sold it all over.
It's beautiful.
And this shot over here is
family album, is that like
well,
that?
no, no, they tell you, this is fine. Former Ringling Brother clowns all lived in the same area in Hollywood, and in a place called Bozo Row. They nicked it into Bozo Row.
Where is this?
And it's in Hollywood,
Oh, yeah.
you know, north of Franklin.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
And what I did was I wrote a story about this, and I had it published in the LA Magazine. It's the first article that I published.
Oh, it's
here.
lovely. Now, is this a studio shot?
No, there's a story with this.
Because I know you don't do too much studio. Yeah.
This was on the street, the side of a building, the RCA building.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And in Hollywood. It was overcast. It was raining.
Wow.
And I wanted to take the pictures, so I had them line themselves up against the wall. We put a drape on the ground.
Yeah.
I had a small little strobe, a little Vivitar flash, and a small umbrella, and with Kodachrome and a 35mm camera, and I shot it.
It's
and
gorgeous.
it came out great.
It's gorgeous. It looks like a studio thing, studio piece.
There was these are some pictures that I had published in Newsweek.
This was Gregory Hines.
Yeah, Gregory Hines. There was a time that I actually had 14 photographs published to the newsmakers section of Newsweek in, I think, 16 weeks.
Wow. That was the month you didn't sleep, right? Was that
the
month you didn't sleep?
86 was really a bad year for me. I had 397 jobs for the year.
I think that's when I met you was about 85,
I was working.
84.
I was working every day.
Every second.
Yeah. And let's see what else. This is.
We have these big pieces that I'd like to show later in a minute.
I'll show you this one. This picture. These pictures. This picture right here there's a wonderful, wonderful story about this. From what I was told, it was the first time that Liz Taylor had seen Audrey Hepburn in a number of years. And Audrey Hepburn was stuck behind a table. This was in Spago, at Swifty Lazar's party, Oscar party. And she couldn't get out.
Tight little place.
Yeah, very tight. She couldn't stand up really very, very well. So Liz came in the door, she saw her, and basically it was just the two of them. They saw each other. Liz went right over there, and now I knew something was going on, so I managed to walk over to the end of the table, and I shot, from this angle straight there, and I got them, two of them, and
that's
they
so
kissed.
special.
Yeah.
There's a tender moment there, and you didn't disrupt the moment. Which
I didn't, not at all. Now this
like
shot up here, a little higher. This shot, I can see here.
She had her baby like
right
the
here.
next day almost, didn't she?
I have to tell you, this was funny because she had just been interviewed for television.
Yeah.
And it was Glenn Close.
Yeah.
And she saw me standing there. She turned around and she'd been grabbing her butt, tush, and she gave me this big smile. It was really,
That's so
it was a lot of fun.
That is so nice.
And
having these special moments and not interrupting what's going on for them, because they're meeting people, like you said, they haven't seen in quite a while.
But this right here, just to show that I do things other than celebrities. Notables, yes, celebrities, not necessarily, unfortunately.
This is the longest running case.
The longest running case in history.
Right.
This is, these are photographs I took of the Martin defendants.
That's wonderful.
And the Martin School. And actually, Us Magazine ran it, so...
Is the school closed now?
Oh, yeah.
Closed
and... a mess.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
I believe that the people have really damaged the outside of school, graffiti and what have you.
No good feelings, not good feelings with that.
But
so this is more of the
more of
the
this
documentary that you've done.
And let's see.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, this shot. Is,
I love that. I've seen that a million times.
Yeah, this is a photograph of King Kong that I did.
I love it. Our friend.
Yeah, I did this for Universal Studios tour.
Our friend. That's great.
So
that's great.
I have. You want to see these here?
I think, Michael, I'm just wondering what they might have on tape here.
Okay.
If we have something on tape that we can show. Let's see.
Let's see.
We may be running low. I'm not certain if we're low on time.
Yeah,
We've been talking and talking, and I wonder if the time's gotten away with us and we might have to come back.
Okay. Well, I can just do a...
I'm not certain.
Well, we'll do a quick, if you'd like to see this.
Yes,
This is what I have done.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I do a lot of work with celebrities involved in the environment. That's also one of my favorite subjects. So, and this is from the Clean Water Caravan in '86. And I'll continue to do that because right now I believe that working with celebrities and environmental issues or pro-choice is what I'm destined to do.
Well, I feel that too because of the World Wildlife Fund. I know McCartney is very involved with that, and I think that the other thing too is, as a photographer, you get to just be involved and maybe further promote causes that are important to you.
I'll do that.
This is exciting. You mentioned I wanted to make sure that you got in here what. Hi, welcome to Photography Today. Today our guest is Maria Piscopo. Hello, Maria.
Hi.
Maria has been a photographer's rep for 12 years,
Yes.
12 wonderful years. She's also a teacher. She teaches at Orange Coast College and, let me just check here, Art Center, Cal State Long Beach, among others. She gives workshops all over the U.S. and Canada. Busy lady. I'm amazed she could be here today. And she has a wonderful book called The Photographer's Guide to Marketing and Self-Promotion, which was published by Writer's Digest. So I'm really honored to have her here today, and I think we're going to talk about a lot of things that will help anyone who's starting in photography or anyone who is wanting to move forward in different avenues, because that's Maria's specialty. I know I met with her some years ago and she helped my career. She just gave me some key little nuggets of information that were wonderful. So Maria, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad
It's
to have
great
you
to
here.
be here.
Now, Maria and I are both East Coast people. Maria was born in New York. I was born in Pennsylvania, and we both filtered out to California and got our educations out here. And right now, I think I do want to show you, first of all, because I'm so proud of this book. This is Maria's
thank
book,
you.
which is got terrific information. I think anyone starting photography or building their business should go get one immediately.
Thank you.
Anyway, Maria.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes. What caused you to put all this together?
Well, I started teaching. After I'd been a photographer's rep for about 5 or 6 years, I was invited to teach a class at our local college, Orange Coast College, which was really the beginning for me. And the teaching led to the workshops. The workshops led to the publishing, and now it's pretty much come full circle. I'm doing the writing and the teaching and the workshops, and
Oh, it's wonderful.
it's a lot of fun. It's great.
Wonderful. And some consulting, I know, for
Yes.
people that want to go beyond what the workshops are
Exactly.
offer. That's wonderful. So it takes you all over. That's terrific. That's terrific. Well, after 12 years, you now, I understand, you're handling 5 photographers. You're repping 5 photographers.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about who they are? And
Certainly.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's important to do both. I sell photography. I like to say it's my day job, and I teach on the evenings and weekends. Pretty much what I do during the day. So I'm constantly able to exercise the skills that I'm teaching. I represent Yuri Deutsch in Toronto, Canada, out of Toronto. J.W. Berkey is in Dallas, Texas, and then locally, Jack Boyd, Stan Scholich, and John Connell are all Southern California-based
I know those guys. Those are folks I met through ASMP.
Yes, you know Stan.
I know Stan. I know
Yes.
it's a good group. You talked about you want to talk about some of the basic tools of self-promotion that this is what you pass along in your workshops. Would you just want to begin with maybe just a groundwork for people to begin?
Sure. Everyone, I think, needs to start with the portfolio. It's really the starting place.
Oh, the portfolio.
The portfolio.
Oh, the nightmares.
And
Yeah,
I think that the biggest mistake that people make is assuming that the portfolio is what they have to sell, and I don't think that's really true. What you probably have as a photographer is a body of work. Out of that body of work, you choose the work you want to do more of. That's the portfolio you create and go out and knock on doors with. So it really starts with the portfolio. And then I think the second most important tool is the promo piece, sometimes called the leave behind. It's the photographer's brochure.
Something
there are
like, let me
samples.
just, if we can move in on this, show you an idea of, there's all types of promo pieces. There are cards.
You use
There's
postcards
one sheet.
yourself.
I use postcards because
These
I can
are full.
interchange them, right.
Full-size sheets.
But this is something that is probably a glossy 8x12, something like that. So, and these can be, I mean, you can spend an awful lot of time and money on design and everything, but the essence, what you're saying, is to show the work that you want to do. That
Exactly.
rather than maybe, well,
Everything.
I should put in a picture of a horse, or I should put in a picture of a kitchen, or
Yes,
something.
it's very important to distinguish between the work you do as a photographer, which is everything. We know that.
Right.
We all do that.
Right.
And the work you want to do more of. In this case, it's architectural photography, and that's all you see. Now, that's not all that photographer may do, but that's what they're selling right now.
Right, right. Yeah, I think people forget that when you're a photographer and you're selling fine art, or you're selling commercial, or you shoot food, basically, people, I know, will always say, well, you know, I also have could you do a picture of my daughter, or could you do, I think people forget that even though you may be promoting yourself, in some ways you're not really limiting yourself by just focusing.
Well, but that's very important to also make the distinction between the clients you have and the clients you don't have. In other words, you position yourself as doing one particular thing. Let's say it's your art photography or your musicians.
This is for me.
And what happens is you get that work because that's what you do, that's your specialty. But in the end, and that's how people that don't know you, that's how they recognize you.
Right. Oh,
but
she's
once
the
they
one that
start
does,
to work with you,
yeah.
they ask you to do everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it's okay. And don't get confused is the message, I think. And don't assume that because the people that like you and want to work with you, now that's what you're going to sell, is everything that you do. So there's some important distinctions to make, and it's hard to keep in mind because you get so excited about your photography.
Oh, yeah, like, oh, I'm loving it.
And you love it.
Yeah.
So, but it's important to keep the people that you're working with, keep the impressions that you give them separate from the people that you're not working with yet.
Yeah, it becomes a very nice, it becomes a real friendship. I think that's real important. I think a lot of people are afraid of clients, and I think that if you could just approach them